All right. Well, good morning, Rotary District 7770, and welcome to Conversations with Rotary Action People for Monday, October 19th. My name is Donald Hovis, your CWRAP host from the Chicora Rotary Club in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We're pleased to be joined by Assistant Governor of our Rotary District from Area 11. Let's give a warm welcome to Mr. A.J. Gohil.
Good morning. Good morning, Donald. How are you, buddy?
Oh, we're doing great. Doing great. Hope you are.
I'm doing good.
Let me make a few announcements, and we'll start talking about golf in Myrtle Beach here in just a minute.
Great.
Introducing your CWRAP team, our public image chair from the 5 Points Rotary Club in Columbia. Once again, rocking the purple wig with the In Polio Now shirt, Mary Gask. Good morning, Mary. And our District Communications Officer from the Somerville Evening Rotary Club in Somerville, South Carolina, Mr. Terry Moore. Terry, he's there full screen, but you may see him slide in and out. He does many jobs, and thank you for that. Now, last week, if you were with us on Friday, we announced we were going to have Natalie Dupree as our speaker today. Well, over the weekend, something happened with Natalie, and she was unable to present today. So let us once again thank AJ for stepping in at a time of need. And I know we're going to learn something today because there's several people I know on this call that love golf. But you may not know everything about Myrtle Beach golf. So for those of you on the Zoom call, thank you for being here. And AJ, thanks again. One more announcement, and I'll get to you in just a second. So those of you on the Zoom call, go over to the chat box. We want your name, your Rotary Club. And since the weather's starting to cool down, it's kind of the perfect time for chili and soup. So why don't you tell us your favorite type of chili and or soup? And if you have a recipe and you want to share it, maybe put that in the chat box too. Those of you over on the district's Facebook page, good morning, and thank you for being here as well. So AJ, golf in Myrtle Beach, when did it start?
So it started with one of your favorite courses. It started in 1927, Pine Lakes Country Club. And that's why it's known as the Granddaddy. You know, I remember the days when you'd walk there, you'd think you were in Scotland. They had the kilts on and they had the Rolls Royce carts. And that's what set us apart from the beginning was the Granddaddy, Pine Lakes, was the beginning of Myrtle Beach golf in 1927. And then, you know, the Dunes Club was constructed in 1947, you know, nearly 20 years later. So both great classics and great, beginnings of what we see now as Myrtle Beach golf.
And for those that don't know a lot about me, I grew up at Pine Lakes Country Club. I live at the back of Pine Lakes Country Club. And I just played at Pine Lakes Country Club yesterday. So, and there's a cool fact that maybe a lot of people don't know about Pine Lakes Country Club. Is that obviously it's the oldest course in Myrtle Beach, but AJ, what started at Pine Lakes?
What started at Pine Lakes?
Yeah.
Now the races, the Ocean Forest Hotel. I don't know, Don. You know more about the history than I do on that angle.
How about
you put me on the spot? You tell me, buddy.
I'm putting you on the spot. How about Sports Illustrated magazine?
Oh, yes.
Was started at Pine Lakes Country Club in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And I know that because, as you know, we also, in my era, because, you know, I'm a little bit younger than when Sports Illustrated was there, but we started the Myrtle Beach Golf Hall of Fame, and I was lucky enough to be on that board, the original founding board. And I remember going through the hallway of the history, and that was right there, how it started. And the idea was on a napkin, from what I understand. They were sitting there, and they basically had a nice idea, and they wrote it down on the napkin, and here we are with Sports Illustrated. So yes, good one, Don.
So what he's talking about is History Hall inside of the clubhouse. The clubhouse is very big. It's an old white house. It's perfect spot for weddings in the back. But in History Hall, which is inside the clubhouse, you can see old covers of Sports Illustrated magazine through all the years. It's really, really cool. So if you're ever in Myrtle Beach, check it out. And then Chicora Rotary Club, the Rotary Club I'm currently president of, we meet at the Dunes Club, which is what AJ talked about. So those are the two premier country clubs in the Myrtle Beach area. So
and we're always going back and forth about the scenery because my home club the North Myrtle Beach Club meets at the Surf Club, which was another edition of a private. These are all private courses: Dunes Club, Surf Club. So, but I think you've got us. I think your view is a little bit better since you have that ocean there.
So yeah, if you ever in need of a makeup or want to come eat lunch and enjoy Rotary, literally steps away from the ocean, how about come to Chicora Rotary in Myrtle Beach? So AJ, I know you own a golf package business. So how did golf packages start in Myrtle Beach?
So let me answer the golf package business. That was a package company. We still have it, but somebody else runs it for us, called Golf Gurus, Myrtle Beach Golf Gurus. And we started it 25 years ago. But golf packages actually started in 1960, and that was with the Caravelle Resort. It's still there, one of the great resorts in Myrtle Beach. They started the first package because what happened behind the scenes, there was about nine golf courses, and if you wanted to fill your hotel up, you better offer them something. And golf was a great amenity to showcase and to close, or as they say, get heads in beds. So they started promoting golf as a package off season, which would be the spring season and the winter season. And that's how it was. That's how the golf package was born. It was in 1960 at the Caravelle. There was, the original hotel down the road was the Ocean Forest Hotel, which Pine Lakes was part of that too. So they may have done it, but from all my conversations with all our elders in the industry, it was the Caravelle that started it. And now I just want to add to it. So in the heyday, when I started in golf 28 years ago. I've cut grass. I've done everything out there. I've even been the beverage cart person. And when I got into the belly to belly building relationship business for the 9 golf courses at the time that I worked for, I used to visit 100 hotels. There was 100 hotels that every hotel had a golf director, and they sold golf packages. Well, fast forward it now, there's probably about 30 hotels that actually physically do it on site, and probably another 10 or 15 companies that do it like Golf Gurus did, from a reservation office selling golf packages.
So when would you say was the boom for golf in Myrtle Beach?
So the boom was mid 2000s. This thing, I remember being on the golf course 1997 at Myrtle Beach National, 54-hole facility. It was gun ho. Everybody was full. We'd have to have a list to show people. We can't get them on for a replay. Even the sister courses within our 9 courses and or neighbors. Like I was at Myrtle Beach National, Wild Wing was next door. We'd talk to one another and try to find replays. We couldn't do it. So it all started in 1997, but the boom was, hey, we need more golf courses. So mid 2000, and Tiger Woods helped too. Mid 2000, we went from 75 golf courses, ended up being about 120 in our peak. So that was the boom. Spring golfers, we'd have like 240 players a day. I mean, we were rocking and rolling, and people were just just loving Myrtle Beach for their golf packages, and this big boom of Tiger Woods was really helping everybody.
So why is Myrtle Beach known as the golf capital of the world?
Well, it is known for that for so many reasons, mainly because of the golf, but it's spread, right? We've got 60 miles of stretch. We've got Pawleys Island, South Carolina, all the way to Charlotte, North Carolina. And in between that, now we have 80 golf courses. So not only do we have, you can come for many, many years and never play the same 3 to 5 golf courses. You can mix and match, and it's such a budget-friendly package for anybody. You could have high-end, low-end, and I say that as far as price is concerned. Quality is always great in Myrtle Beach, but you can fit everybody's budget. So you've got golf, you've got resort. You can stay on a resort, right? Stay right there at the golf course. You can stay oceanfront. You can stay in a condo. You can stay in a hotel room. You've got places with on-site restaurants, buffet breakfasts, which golfers like. And then after you're around, if you haven't replayed, which most of them used to, you can go out. You can go to the clubs. You can go to tens of thousands of restaurants. I mean, we are, we are actually known for our food too. There's so much variety in food. So that's why we're the golf capital of the world. You know, Golf Holiday started branding Myrtle Beach, I'm going to say 40 years ago. And I was very fortunate that I worked for Mr. Britton, Mr. Cecil Brandon. You know, these guys founded Myrtle Beach Golf through Myrtle Beach Golf Holiday. And we just branded, we are the golf capital of the world. You know, we had 9 courses, we had 15 courses, we had 40 courses, we had 120 courses. And people just love the fact that you can go to Myrtle Beach and you can always have a great new experience every year you go. So that's why it's the golf capital of the world.
So talk about maybe some of the major changes you've seen in the industry here in maybe the last 10 or 15 years.
So we just talked about the ups, how exciting it was, how great it was. Well, for the last 15 years, golf has been going down, unfortunately, because most of the golfers, you know, the average age was 55, which was when I started nearly 30 years ago. So a lot of these people, unfortunately, they can't get out and play, you know, a 4.5 hour round of golf. Some of them, unfortunately, passed on. The groups that were 20 and 60, and, you know, they've gone down to 8 and 24. So it's just reduced. You know, our visiting golfer has reduced. So that was something that was hitting us hard because you can't control that. But then what started happening is real estate. You know, these same people that were coming down on a golf trip, they were getting ready to retire. So what happened? Luckily for us, real estate. People started selling the golf courses, and developers were coming in doing commercial development, residential development. So what we've seen is our package customer has now become our local customer. So it was going downhill. We've just had to balance it out as far as, you know, we can afford to give our locals a discount. They book it 2 or 3 days out. Our tourists can get a better rate. They book it a year out, 6 months out, 3 months out. For example, one of the major changes is, you know, the old days, you remember this, and some of the courses still have like a traditional golf membership, which means you're a member of River's Edge. Okay, it's $2,500 a year. These are just examples. $2,500 a year. You can, every time you want to play, you just book it 5 days out. Well, them days are kind of gone, because now you can be a member of a local card. You can be a member of 3 or 4 local cards that might cost you $50, but now you're paying $29 every time you want to play. You're booking it 48 hours ahead. So my courses now that I do sales and marketing for, we started the brand Myrtle Beach Golf Trail. I'll pay the $5 for this little promo. But, you know, we started the Myrtle Beach Golf Trail a couple of years ago. And so if you're a local, you've got 23 golf courses. You've got a $50 local card. But now, depending on the season, you might get to play something like River's Edge, High End, Pro Creek, you know, some of these high-end courses at 60% off what a tourist would pay for. Now, we do that only because they're booking it 48 hours ahead. So that's been a huge difference, how we've shifted. You know, we've got package play, but then our local play has started adding up. And price ranges, we've got golf courses that in the summer you can play for $30 to $80, and the same courses in the spring, which our busiest time, as you know, Donald, is April and October would be our biggest 2 months. So the $30 and $60 would really be $60 and $120 in season for a tourist. I think somebody asked that question. So we've been moving. The golf industry has been moving, and it's almost like we're moving by the day, by the minute. You know, and technology has been a huge part of that. You know, we've got what we call the T-Links. It's online booking. It's a system I actually have on my phone. I can book any golf course in town from here. And trust me, I do get calls from friends saying, "Hey, I need to play tomorrow." So no matter where I'm at, I'll just book them a tee time on here. So technology has helped us a lot. Online bookings have helped us a lot. You know, the quality of courses with all the storms and all the bad hurricanes that we had and flooding we had, you know, golf course operators had to invest a lot of money 3 or 4 years ago, which was great because they put new greens in, they renovated bunkers. They did so much that again, the golf capital of the world is even bigger and better than it was, you know?
Yeah. So here's a couple of fun facts that you may not know about Myrtle Beach that I thought I would share is obviously Myrtle Beach is home to Hootie and the Blowfish's
Monday after the Masters.
Monday after the Masters charity pro-am, the day after the Masters. Obviously, Darius is from Columbia. Mark Bryan, his guitarist, is from Conway. All the guys are from the South Carolina area, so that's a great event. And then also Dustin Johnson, #1 golfer in the world right now, went to college at Coastal Carolina University out in Conway. So we have a #1 golfer in the world from right here in the Myrtle Beach area. So
And
AJ,
Donald,
yeah.
I was going to say, both of them, Hootie and Blowfish, Darius, Dustin, they're such great ambassadors of Myrtle Beach and Myrtle Beach golf that we really appreciate everything they do. I've actually been to that weekend of fun for 10 straight years, and it was amazing. If no one's experienced it, you should do that. And then World Am, let's not forget about World Am. Golf capital of the world hosts the World Am, where we've had 5,000 people, from 20 plus countries around the world play in a 3 or 4 day event. The finals usually would be at the Dunes Club. So we do so much, and it helps everybody, right? The economy. It was so much revenue that's coming because of golf, in a small little town, tourist town. And I believe that we might be one of the highest paying tax in the state, Horry County, because of our tourism. So that's a good thing too.
So how about, can you maybe talk to us about, you represent a bunch of different courses, and obviously I could probably talk a little bit about at least what I've seen in the market from, the courses that I'm around all the time. But COVID has actually brought people to the golf course. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So I'm on since COVID, I've been on a conference call every 2 weeks with about 15 or 16 golf industry professionals across the whole country. And it's been great because we've been brainstorming and talking and seeing how everybody's doing in, Vegas, Texas, Miami, Greensboro, North Carolina, just all over the place, Chicago. And what we found is this. Guess what? COVID brought out golfers. People that hadn't played in a while, people that gave up their clubs, people that hadn't played at all. We're looking for something to do, and golf became a safe place to go, have fun, get some exercise, fresh air, and it's booming. Our locals have really helped us this spring because we couldn't have any tourists, and that's the busiest time for our revenue. And so I see an upward trend. I think these people, these new golfers or golfers that are back active again, they're not going to give it up now. They're going to enjoy it. They're going to have fun. I actually had a friend that just retired from Jersey. Him and his wife play golf. I played with him a couple of times. It's great. What are you going to do when you retire? You might as well play golf. That's what I say. So it's been great. COVID has actually helped us, even though we took it in the chin because we couldn't get the tourists here, but the locals stepped up. They all played golf, and then they got the neighbors out. So they really helped us. So we that's been the positive. Governor Pauling keeps asking questions, so we will get to all of them.
Yes, we will.
So yeah, I'm excited about golf again. The match play that we saw on TV was huge. Tiger Woods, and that was amazing, right? There were so many people that watched it on TV. And if you're going to do a golf trip, I think people will find that Myrtle Beach is the best place.
Yeah, I agree with you. And DG Pauline said, don't forget Christy McPherson. Those of you may be saying, okay, I've never heard of that name before. Christy McPherson, I played against Christy McPherson in high school golf when she played for Conway.
Right, Conway. Yeah.
She did get on the LPGA Tour. She's had several wins, and she did represent the United States in what is known as the Solheim Cup, which the United States plays Europe. So Christy is a great ambassador also for Myrtle Beach, and I actually see her around the area quite frequently now. So I'm going to go back through. Actually, and the last question, AJ, you sent me is the last question I'm going to ask you at the end here after the viewers' questions.
No problem.
I think that will be a good way to kind of wrap this up today. So let's see here. Yes, you should have kept your Sports Illustrated magazines. Being a subscriber since 1956, I'm sure you have could have quite the collection. What do you think about restricting the ball flight for professional players on the various tours around the world?
So let me just say something. I think on this Zoom, Donald is the professional player. I am the professional hacker. I've been in golf for 28 years, and I probably played more golf in the last year than I have in the previous 27. I can talk it. I can look good on the golf course, but I'm still trying to get there with my handicap. But you'll have fun with me because I'm the only guy that will jump up and down for a bogey. All my pro buddies say, wow, he must have got a bogey when they hear me saying, yeah, got it. So, you know what? This game is what it is. If you got to play from the front tees and your buddy Donald has to play from the back tees because his handicap's lower, let him play it. I mean, I don't think we should adjust it. Technology is this there. You can see behind me, I've got all these balls from Volvic, and, you know, it's just technology. You know, live with it. Just keep growing with the game of golf. That's what I say. What do you say, Donald, as a low handicap player?
I mean, I do think when you look at somebody like Bryson DeChambeau, who just won the United States Open, who can physically put on 40 pounds and most of it muscle. Now, if you look at the guy, he looks like a linebacker in the NFL times 2.
Right.
And he's just all buff like this. And then he hits it 370 yards, right? That's not even – I don't even know how you fathom that. I look at some of the holes in Myrtle Beach, and I'm thinking, okay, he can drive it past the green on this hole. Like, that's just unreal.
But he did it, right? He did it. He worked at it. He made it happen. So why not let him do what he does?
It's just incredible to watch that kind of stuff. So I think one day you will see it tamper down because, to be honest with you, the PGA Tour is limited where they can go based on the size of the course because of the yardage. If they can't back them up any farther than what their members are playing on, then the PGA Tour won't even look at that course. So, but when you think also about the PGA Tour and you go to Hilton Head, to Harbor Town, right, in our district, that has to be one of the tightest and hardest golf courses on the PGA Tour every single year, which is why you don't see some of the big name players go and play there. And I think it's a hidden gem and probably one of the best stops on the southern swing on the tour, in my opinion. So,
yeah, I don't have a problem because I don't hit it that long. I'm working on it, but a steady Eddie is the way I go. Just keep going in the right direction, and if you get a par, good. If you get a bogey, move on to the next hole. So, you know, it makes it hard for them too. Even though they kill it off the tee, they may have to back down to their 3-wood, right? So it's still competitive. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Make it harder.
And I say, like, when I'm playing, and I've played with AJ, and I like to say the phrase, well, at least I can hit it again. You know, at least I didn't put it in the water or put it out in the road or here and there, you know. As long as I get to hit it again, I'm good to go. Yes, and the weather is perfect right now. So what would you say is the best time of the year to play in Myrtle Beach, AJ?
So I think the best time is now. It's October, November. You know, I just think it's cool. Golf courses, most of them have been overseeded where it's nice and lush and green. For our season, the best time is April because the guys up north have had enough of the snow. So spring, April is great too. You know, there's so many great times in Myrtle Beach to play. Even December, you know, I've seen days where you're playing golf and it's 60 degrees in December. And you know, yes, we have mornings where it might be 40 degrees, but by the time it's 10:30, it's in the 60s. So my best time to play is in the fall. Tourism time for golfers, April is the peak. And you can play year round. I mean, there's no reason, unless we have a hurricane, which I hope we don't for a long, long time, you know, you can play year round. It's just a great, great place that we're at.
I like this question, and I can actually probably, AJ I'm sure can answer this, but I could actually answer this from a real life experience in the last week for me. So my perception is that Hilton Head golf is about twice the cost of Myrtle Beach golf. Is that a fair assessment?
Oh yeah, because they can get it, right? It's just higher end. Everything's higher end, and you go for that market, and that's why it's not the golf capital of the world. We go for a bigger audience.
Right. So in the case of Pine Lakes Country Club, we've been talking a lot about Pine Lakes. The guest rate right now is $59.
Mm-hmm.
Last week, I went down to Hilton Head. It played at Oyster Reef, and I paid $140. So
crazy.
There you go.
It's crazy. And, you know, I've got River's Edge, high end, Thistle, high end. Watchusett East, middle price range, and we can put apples to apples with any destination, and we are probably the most value, the best quality at the best price. That's the way I look at Myrtle Beach golf.
What's the status of the father-son tournament? Do you know?
So the father-son, my partners in East Coast Golf, they actually run East Coast Golf events. And what happened was they were going to postpone it for next year. They still had 120 or 140 players that wanted to play. So they just arranged it where they could come down and play. But it is going to be on for next year. So the dates should already be out there. Father-son has a website. It should be out there. If not, whoever needs to know, I'll get them the information. But yeah, it's one of the best events. You may have played in it, Donald, you and your dad, because you're both great golfers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a great, and then they made it like a family week. So you can play with your daughters, you can play with, your cousins, your nephews or whatever. It's just a great way to grow the game of golf. So much history has been, memories have been made. And I know so many people like yourself where father and son play. And I just think it's great. Yeah, it's going to continue. PG Pauline, father and son's going to continue.
Comment is, just checked. You can get on Harbor Town, which we were just talking about, for $239 a player for an afternoon round next Wednesday.
Come to Myrtle Beach. I'll give you a Rotary discount.
I played Harbor Town years ago, and it was the only time I shot over 100 playing golf. I like this one. I am still playing if I come home with more balls than I started with.
That's good.
I like that. The first time I played Arthur Hills in Hilton Head, I went to pay the fee, and he gave me the price, and I said I was only paying for myself, not the foursome. He then said, "Sir, that is the single price." Yikes!
Wow, crazy. Right.
And then I have one final question for you. But one other thing, kind of cool thing about Myrtle Beach that just happened in the last month is Myrtle Beach is now the home to the first and only Dick's Sporting Goods Golf Galaxy store in the country. It's combined together in one store in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina right now, has the only one of those. It is huge. It's about the size, if you can imagine a super Walmart, it's a super Walmart of all sporting goods and golf. It's just huge.
Yeah, I saw it from the outside. It looks huge. It looks great. My neighbor, one of my neighbors, he works for them, but I think he works in North Myrtle Beach, so he's not at the Myrtle Beach location.
They are going to do one in North Myrtle. They're going to do one in North Myrtle Beach too. Right.
Yeah, Mary just put something up. Nice.
Yeah, we're getting to that. Don't worry. Don't you worry. We're saving that for the end now. If someone had a few thousand golf balls, where should they donate them to? Asking for a friend.
We've got the first tee, so I'm actually helping. I'm helping the. It's called Gene's Dream. And Kelly Tillman's part of that, and we're doing basically raising money for the Carolinas First Tee organization, which helps kids. It really helps kids with life and how they should behave and respect and responsibility. But they do it around golf. So First Tee, if that person is close to Myrtle Beach or is going to be visiting, I can either make arrangements for them to drop it off at probably the PGA Tour Superstore in North Myrtle Beach, where the First Tee has an office.
Perfect. And last but not least, actually, before you mentioned the name Kelly Tillman, that's another one Myrtle Beach is famous for. Yes. She was on the Golf Channel, head anchor for a long time. So she's from Myrtle Beach. Yep.
She is great. She her father, her family owned Gator Hole Golf Club, and they've done a lot of stuff from North Myrtle Beach.
How many golf schools in Myrtle Beach before I ask you the last question?
So I don't know exactly. I know Legends has a great one. Mr. Frick there has been teaching for years. Hugh Royer, ex-tour player, he has one at Tidewater. Most of the pros have an assistant that teach. Grand Dunes has one. So there's probably Dustin Johnson has one, right? So there's probably about 8 great golf schools, if I had to guess a number. but most of the golf courses have an assistant that likes to teach.
And last but not least, sir, we want you to give our district and everyone on the call here and Facebook an update on the Rotary National Invitational Golf Tournament.
All right, here we go. This is exciting, everybody. So what we decided with all these years of golf experience among, you know, a handful of us in the district and in our district, we said we need to do something. You know, I've always had it in the back of my mind that I wanted to do something with my golf. Because of golf, it helped me be a Rotarian, paid for my Rotary dues for so many years, and I wanted to give back. So I talked to the district governors in the last 2 years, and we got a committee. Mary Gask, Donald's on the committee, and then there's so many, about 8 or 9. We had 19, but we're down to 8 key committee holders. So here I go. Rotary National Golf Invitational, June the 11th, 2021. Please put it in your calendar to be in Myrtle Beach. That's when we're going to play. 18 holes, captain choice. It's going to be a fun event. Picture this: music on certain holes, people giving out drinks, food, fun event. You know, companies can promote their businesses. Rotarians can talk about their club. You can be on the golf course while people are teeing it up. You'll get 8 minutes with each person. We'll have food out there. At the turn, we'll have food. We'll have breakfast in the morning. After the round, we'll have a nice, probably a barbecue, you know, lunch prior to the event. And we're going to have great prizes, by the way. Great prizes. It's going to be golf prizes. There's going to be, you know, golf, as in tee times at some of the great courses in Myrtle Beach. There'll be stay and play, silent auction prizes. There'll be memberships. I think my buddies at the Dunes Club will probably give me something to donate, as well as my 23 golf courses. So we'll have a lot of prizes. What we need is at Wachuseau East. It's on the south end there. And we picked that one because the company I work with, East Coast Golf, we manage that golf course. So we can always beat them over the head and get more out of them, you know, for the good of Rotary. So Thursday night, we're hoping to have a icebreaker where we'll have some, you know, cocktails and nice spread, just like Rotarians like to eat. And what we need is this. To make that successful is we need everybody's help in the district. We need Friends of Rotary's help. We need sponsorship. We're looking for a title sponsor. I'm going to value that at 10 to 12,000. That's only going to cost 8,000. Imagine being in front of, you know, just not only our district of 3,500 people, but we're going to promote this to the zone. We're going to promote it to Rotary International down the road. The goal is to make this like the World Dam of Rotarians. It might take 2 or 3 years. So imagine, you know, 1,000 people in 3 or 4 years coming to Myrtle Beach for 3 to 4 days. So what do we need? The idea is every club promotes that if they hold a golf tournament, the winner of their event, the team gets to go to Myrtle Beach in the invitation. So the way the numbers work is you can add $10 around. If you average 80 players, just add $10. That covers the $800. $200 a player. Teams of 4, obviously, $800. So you can either do it by having it as the prize for your own event, or you could do a raffle. Why not? Do a raffle. If you make $1,500 to, you know, in the raffle, you send us $800 for the team, and the rest is for your cart fund or however you'd like to do it. And by the way, the monies we're going to make on this event is for ending polio and the cart fund, because the cart fund is hurting because we're not getting together, right? Nobody's up there doing the happy dollars. So that's what we need. We need Rotarians to start thinking now. Can I sponsor it for a whole sponsorship, $150? Can I sponsor the range for $500? Can I sponsor, you know, the title? Do I own a car dealership where I can afford $8,000 and be the title sponsor of the, you know, Rotary National Golf Invitational? We got big dreams, and I think we can do it as a group. So we need everybody in the district to help us.
There is a comment, not sure if you know who Patrick Eakes is, but please make sure he is fully informed about the golf tournament. He plays annually in the Rotary event and can get other foursomes. Beautiful. Yeah, whoever that is, if you can just let me know how to get a hold of Patrick, I would love to do that. That's what we need. We need, you know, if you can send us a list of potential sponsors. Bob Moore on our committee, he is heading that up. And I've got to thank Mary. Mary Gask is keeping me straight. She does a good job. Well, excellent. So I think Lou was the one that asked that, put
Okay.
that comment about Patrick. It looks like he's trying to get some information for you. So thanks again for stepping in today. There's his email address, AJ.
EAKES, got it.
All right. So in closing, just a few announcements. Tonight is the bingo night via Zoom for polio. If you want information on that, you can see it on the front page of DACDB. On Wednesday, we will hear from Angela Drake with the Daniel Island Rotary Virtual Duck Race. And then on Friday, we'll hear from Major General Craig Weldon, restoring the Pentagon after 9/11. And then also, I will keep saying this until we get to that date, but on October 30th, we will not have a speaker on CWRAP. However,
Okay.
we will be
I'm
doing.
on a Zoom call, which is about over. Yeah, I mean, and the report has got some flaws in there.
Harry, mute him, please.
Nothing major, but there are flaws that I talked to the guy about and told him, and that didn't seem to bother.
Thank you. Sorry. October 30th, we'll have a Halloween costume party on Zoom with Halloween trivia as our topic. So get on Google now, learn your Halloween trivia, because you could win some prizes during the trivia. Now, you can't go to Google during the trivia, but if you go to Google prior to the trivia and get your knowledge up and study, you could win some really cool prizes from around the district. So, AJ, thanks again, sir.
Thank you all.
All right.
Thank you.
I will close with the Rotary four-way test. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Have a wonderful Monday. We'll see you on Wednesday for the next conversations with Rotary Action people. Take care. That's a wrap. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
AJ, thank you so much.
Oh,
That was
no
good.
problem. Was that all right? Thank you,
That was-
Donald.
It was perfect. It was good. Yes.
All right, that was
So-
good. Because there's so much to talk about. It's like we could talk an hour just on how the 10 founders of Myrtle Beach started golf holiday. You know.
I know. It was a good job. I'll go over the brochure stuff and make sure I got all that straight. Ken's going to work on the registration. I'll get an email out to everyone.